Well, hello there, Dr. Joe from Atlanta. Welcome to Your Wellness for Life, another episode of wellness. Wellness is the state of being. Health, good health, is the state of body. And happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Well, hopefully, you're having a good one wherever you are. And I hope you're having a great week. Tuesday tends to be sometimes the most productive day of the week. Can you believe that? All righty. So, what we're going to talk about tonight, the topic tonight is starting a business is serious business. Whoa, that's a big one. Starting a business is serious business. And I'm speaking from experience, so I'll give you a little insight on how serious starting a business can really be. And there's small businesses, there's big businesses, there's some where you just lose a little bit and some that you can lose a lot. So you got to be careful. Starting a business is a serious business. And it is February, and this is the time where, for many, the year really begins. And what do I mean by that? Well, I was listening to someone earlier today, and they said the people that come out charging in January with their New Year's resolutions, they're going to lose weight, they're going to exercise more, they're going to eat cleaner, they're going to be more intentional about their business, they're going to be better affiliate marketers, better network marketers, whatever it is, they're just going to be charging. And then comes February, and you've lost probably half of them. And probably by the end of this month, you've probably lost most of them. So those of you who are still around in February, you must be dead serious. So that's good. Good to see you. Good to be here with you. And it is February 2nd, and you must be serious. Whatever your New Year's resolutions were, whether it was a physical thing or it was a business thing. But tonight we're going to start talking about how starting a business can be serious business. And there's a lady that I like to read. Her name is Amy Lindgren, and she runs a career service consulting firm in St. Paul, I guess Minneapolis. And she wrote an article a few days ago called A New Business for a Fresh Start in 2021. And I'm going to be playing a little bit of a devil's advocate on this article. I love her stuff. I don't mean to be too critical about it, but it almost seemed like reading it, it was just painting a very rosy picture of starting a new business. Like, oh, hum. So let me just kind of run through what she says, and then we'll kind of put it into real life context, not just from someone who's giving you advice, consulting advice, and telling you to do this, and then it's your money that's on the line, your reputation that's on the line. Is a little bit different than just being the consultant and giving the advice. So, and she says in today's age, things have changed. So when she and I were younger, when someone started a new business, it became their baby. I mean, it became their life thing. And nowadays, a lot of people are what's called serial entrepreneurs. They start one business, they sell off another business. A lot of these are IT people. They have expertise in compression, storage of data, and I've known people that have started companies, and a lot of the stuff is hot now. The IT stuff, they have an area of expertise and they know what they're doing. So that's going to be kind of a theme running through this thing tonight. You better know what you're doing if you're going to be starting a business. It's not fun and games always. So the other thing is, Amy Lindgren says, especially now with the pandemic and the economy kind of struggling, she says there may actually be some benefits to starting a business now in the form of stimulus checks or government assistance. Will provide enough financial cushion to make a modest startup possible, or perhaps you're feeling less pressure for a quick return to work during the pandemic. More freedom to experiment, knowing that future employers may judge this interim period less critically than in pre-COVID times. That's nice, but let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this. So Number one, she says, choose a business. Okay. A few years ago, I like to garden. I'm a hobby gardener, hobby farmer. I've got a small farm, about 30 acres. 7 acres were cultivated. My oldest son helped me with this a lot, brings back some great memories. We had fun doing that. We had a well put in, and we had an irrigation system. And we actually brought our product to market to one of the local farmers markets in the summer. We had like 90 chickens, so we had like 70 eggs a day. So we brought those eggs to market. We brought potatoes and beans and green peppers, red peppers, cucumbers. I mean, we grew everything. We brought it to market, and I don't think we really made any money on it. And it was a lot of work. We only did it one time, and luckily I had a father who knew about farming at that point. He was only about 85 years old, only 85, but he was out there showing me how to grow potatoes and how to do this and beans and all this stuff that I knew nothing about. I'm just a doctor, and what do I know about farming? But it's fun. It's a fun hobby, and I no longer worry about bringing anything to market because it's a lot of work with very little payback. So again, starting a business, if that's something you want to do, you better know what you're doing. You better do it more full time, and you better figure out, are you going to be able to pay your bills with that? So yeah, choose a business, but make sure you know something about it. Don't just pick something out of the air. Number two, define your investment. So this is always the problem with starting a business. Define your investment. How much money are you willing to lose? How much money are you willing to spend? How much money are you willing to borrow? Because the old saying, it takes money to make money. You have to spend money to make money. And what is your risk aversion? Are you willing to gamble a lot with this and maybe lose some? So you got to figure that out. And unfortunately, a lot of these businesses do require some capital outlay. And then if it doesn't go well, it's gone. Number three, plan your first steps. So Amy Lindgren's got a list of things that you're going to need to start doing. Research your idea, obviously. Choose something that probably is going to be that you know something about, that you're passionate about, because if you're passionate about it, it won't feel like a job. So that's nice. You may need to find an advisor. That's going to cost money. You need to register your company. That's going to cost money. Opening a business checking account, that's going to probably got to put money in there. Making a website is going to cost money unless you know how to do stuff like that. Identify your products or services, creating inventory, and the list goes on and on and on. Employees, if you got that kind of business, costs money, lots of headaches. And then people are going to start, not being happy with certain things. So another business I have is my doctor business, and I was in the military for many years. Then I left back in '98, joined a solo guy, and then he left. And I joined a group, and when I joined the group, I basically said I just need a place to hang my hat, and we took about 6 months or so to kind of get things going again and have a positive cash flow. And in that 6 months, going from one group to another group, you're living on savings, and that could get depleted. So there goes that money again. So you got to be careful. Starting a business or changing a business is serious business. It's not little games here. Number four, go after your first sale. And she says, and if you don't feel comfortable selling, then you may have a problem. Well, guess what? We all sell. I mean, if you're selling a thing or you're selling a service, we're all selling. As a physician, I'm selling my service. If you're selling a widget or you're selling some kind of a healthcare product, you're selling. And you shouldn't feel bad about selling because we're all selling. And because if people weren't selling, there'd probably be nobody interested in anything. So there's people that want stuff, they want your stuff, and on the other hand, on the other side, someone's got to be selling that stuff. Amazon's selling stuff, they're selling. You're looking for stuff. So some things lend themselves better when you talk to another human instead of just kind of looking at a catalog. And then the final thing is number 5, she says, and then we're talking about Amy Lindgren, who has a consulting firm in St. Paul. She says, have fun. If you're not having fun doing your business, fix the problem or stop. All right. Well, another business that we started was like a gym business. And gym businesses can be pretty rough, especially now in the pandemic. You're told to not congregate, not supposed to have classes, yada, yada, yada. So there may be some unexpected things that will come up that you just didn't know were going to come. And you may be going from having fun to not having too much fun anymore. So, yes, starting a business is serious business. You better know what you're doing. It takes money to make money. And so these are the 5 steps that Amy Lindgren says. Choose a business. Make sure you know something about it. Define your investment. You know how much money you're willing to spend, how much that business is going to cost. Plan your first steps. And that's going to cost money, especially if you kind of have employees and inventory and all this stuff. Go after your first sale. You're going to have to sell. We all sell stuff. And then hopefully you're going to have some fun doing it. And hopefully you won't lose your shirt. Now, there are businesses, especially if you are looking to just make ends meet a little bit. You know, you're talking about not lots of money, but $500, $1,000. There are ways to do that without having a huge outlay and having to come up with a business plan and do all sorts of legal work and that kind of stuff. So if that interests you, reach out to me, send me a message, send me a comment. There are ways to start a business that isn't going to require too much outlay, too much financial stuff, and you can do much of that from home. So Dr. Joe from Atlanta, to your Wellness for Life. I hope you have a wonderful remaining Tuesday evening, and we'll catch you all tomorrow. God bless. Bye.